This is my first tutorial on learning how to crochet. Before we get down to business, make sure to hit that subscribe button and of course the notification bell, because you don't want to miss out on other videos that I'll have in this series. So to begin crocheting, you're going to need 3 essential tools to get started. There's more, of course, that are available and helpful, but 3 tools that you really can't do without. A ball of yarn, a crochet hook, and a good pair of scissors. The yarn you decide to use is going to play a part in determining which hook you're going to be working with. It shows the weight and the hook size on the balls of yarn. When learning to crochet, it's a good idea to start with a medium weighted yarn. It's going to feel a little more comfortable in your hands. Just make sure to watch out for anything that's too slippery when you're looking for yarn to get started. Ball of yarn here to show the weight and the hook. So each ball of yarn is going to show your weight and your hook size. And of course, if you're knitting, it's also got the size of what knitting needle that you would want to use for that. I recommend starting out with a 5.5 millimeter or an I9 hook. 5.5 millimeter is not US indicators. The I9 is what you would see on a US measurement, but I like to go by the millimeters because that's the most. I like to go by the millimeters because you see that most often in your patterns and any kind of reference. That's what you're going to see is the millimeter. Some of the others that you could start out with, they do have odd sizes. There's a 5.75. and a 6.5. These are the 3 that I would suggest you use when you're beginning crochet, when you're first learning. These are ergonomic handles and they just have a better grip, especially if you're doing a long project and you don't have any type of grip, then your hand may tend to cramp up. So I personally prefer to use these ergonomic handled needles. Of a crochet hook. There's the tip. These can be pointed or rounded. The ones that are pointed will allow you to get into a tighter stitch more easily. The throat of the hook helps guide the yarn into the working area and catches it as you pull it through a loop stitch. The grip, sometimes also referred to as the thumb rest, this is where you grip the hook with your thumb and index or middle finger, and it will often have the hook size printed on it. The head of the hook is the part that pokes into the stitch, and this also comes in different styles. The shank, also known as the shaft, is actually the part that determines the size of the hook and in turn the size of the stitch that will be made. And the handle, the rest of the hook is called the handle, and there are many types of handles. Some are the same size as the rest of the hook, some are larger and can be made out of more comfortable to hold material. The third item that is suggested as essential in crocheting is a great pair of scissors. They need to be sharp, and make sure that you're not using a pair with blunted edges, because sometimes that can make the yarn fray, and frayed yarn is very difficult to work with. I personally like the smaller scissors as they fit a little bit better in my hand. They fit in any crocheting kit bag. They're just very small. They don't take up a lot of space if you're using a side table. So this is just my preference, but you can use any kind of scissors as long as they're sharp and they don't have a blunt edge. So that about wraps it up for the 3 essential tools that you're going to need for crocheting. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back often for more videos on learning how to crochet, And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell if you've not done it already. Happy yarning!